What's up, guys? This is Sanity. You might recognize her if you've watched my videos on the T8. But I would like to give her a little more of a formal introduction. So, hope you like it. She is my 3 to 3.5 year old albino Colombian common boa. She's about 5.5, 6 feet. 6 feet if she stretches her toes, you know. Super badass snake though. So it ended up taking this snake literally 2 days to finally get that shed off. It was just stuck on her in the middle. She wasn't even trying to get it off, but she finally slithered on out of it. I'm gonna get her out of here and take a better look at her. Okay, so here she is. Now that she finally got out of that freaking shed, man, she feels great. I'm not gonna lie. She looks great. Honestly, like, I already know it, but her not being seen by you guys in person is a whole different story. Much ado like anything you see on the internet compared to in person, but she is like neon, man. Like, she almost makes a banana look dull when you peel it, you know, like just that color. But it's funny. I got that. I started trying to film her shedding, and she got to about like right here where my hand is, and then she just like stopped. But it's just funny how I catch her in the shed and I'm trying to film it. She started doing it for a little bit, and when she stopped, a whole day and a half went by where she just had this ring of skin stuck on her. It's pretty cool. And I was gonna try and help her get it off, but there was a lot going on. It was Christmas and just kind of hanging out, stuff like that. Merry Christmas to everyone, by the way. Happy holidays. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. But yeah, so anyways, she eventually this morning she started peeling it off herself. She stretched out in her cage and got it all out, or off, I mean. Here she is. She looks amazing. And it's pretty cool how over time these guys, like the way they grow, it just amazes me, you know. And there was a point in time with this specific snake right here, about a year ago. I had her in a different kind of enclosure. Right now I have her in an Animal Plastics T8, which highly recommend for anyone that's getting into snakes or anything. It's just worth it, you know. Like if it requires you to wait a little longer, honestly, it's worth it. If you want to like really have an animal and have it thrive, it's worth it. Or you can find one on like BoaFile or something like that. Just do your research. But anyways, I had her in one where a screen can come off and stuff like that, and a cat got a hold of her, like, badly. There's literally holes in her body, like damaged scales. They're pretty much ripped off. She wasn't bleeding or anything, which was kind of crazy. It was like the cat was like just gnawing on the snake. the snake was petrified. Like, it was just sitting still. And the eyes on the snake, I don't know how well it's focusing on the eyes right now or not, but the eyes on the snake were just like pitch red. And like the snake looked dead, but it wasn't dead. It was just like so tense, it wasn't moving or anything. And like, it pissed me the fuck off, honestly, because, you know, like, you get these animals and you put a lot of time and effort into like getting them healthy and trying to get them to grow so that you can enjoy them and have them. You know, you don't want to come home and your cat thinks it's funny to eat your animal or something. It's messed up. But anyways, my point with that is, like, her body now is back to normal, healed. And like, when I found her in the cage that day, I thought this beautiful creature I have was like no longer that super gorgeous creature anymore. I thought it was ruined. Not ruined completely, just not what I would have bought in a store. That's how bad it looked at one point. Yeah, this is like a 2018, early 2019 albino boa. She's being slow grown, but she's definitely put on some good size this year. Super chill snake. I've been bit by her a good number of times, but I'd say more so it's my fault than her being like a mean snake or something like that. Like, it's usually like, I've been bit when I didn't realize she was in blue or in shed, and she got me then. It was more of a nip than a bite, which will still like kind of mess you up. Their teeth are like little razor blades. And there's just been other times where I've moved too fast in front of her while I had her out just like this, and it startles her, and then it happens before you even realize it. And the last time she got me was in like July. I had her outside. Yeah. And she got my finger, man. This thing was like dripping blood. Like, the whole sidewalk out front of my front door was just like, there was a trail of blood. It looked like something bad happened, but all it was this tiny fucking slit on my finger. She just got me on like a vein or something, I don't know. But yeah, you can't really let them win when it comes to that. I like to still handle her, obviously, and you know, she's cool. I definitely don't want her to get bigger and me be scared, because that would not be fun. I have two little baby Suriname red tails. One of them, honestly, I don't like. It is mean, but I'm working on it with her, because one day I want her to have some babies with the male that I have. So, gotta make do with what you got, you know? But yeah, that one's definitely mean. Beautiful creature, but fucking aggressive. And I don't want to deal with that even when that snake gets this size. Like, this snake should still, they average out around like 6 to 8 feet, but they get bigger. Like, this one just is starting to get that really nice muscle definition and stuff. Like, she's dope. Yeah. The albino. It's actually a funny story on how I got this snake, man. Got her from Prehistoric Pets, and a lot of if any of these people watching my video, if you guys like super pro snake type people in the hobby, you're not gonna like the way I got this snake, because honestly it was just a drunk what do you call it? It was a sporadic drunk decision to get this snake. I saw it, and man, I saw the eyes on it, and I had never ever seen like an albino boa before like this, and instantly I was just in awe. And I was like, you know what, I'm getting that shit, I'm taking it home. This was my first boa too, because I was trying to get into ball pythons and stuff, but they just like, they were either escaping or they just wouldn't eat. And like, I had it right, it seemed like I had it right anyways, and they just wouldn't take. I don't know. But the last one I had, that one was good, but it escaped. And then come about a year and a half later, it was in an electrical circuit inside of an oven at my old apartment, and it fried itself. Pizza's here. It's actually how I get my snake nice and big. I give it pepperoni pizza. Just kidding. Anyways, back to what I was saying. That's what happened to that snake. And then some time went by, so I already had an enclosure. You okay? I already had an enclosure. I had heat lamps and heat emitters, or under tank heaters and stuff, you know, like the real amateur setup for that kind of stuff. I figured, why the hell not? I saw something that I fell in love with, and when it comes to animals that you see and you love, like, you are not gonna see that exact same thing again. It is not a product that was made by a machine. So when you see something and you're like, you got to have it, you need to get that fucking thing. Like, if you're really about it, otherwise it's just gonna be like, oh, I could have, I would have, I should have. Like, nope, not for me. Not for me. You know, I mean, that's not the best advice I can give to anyone, because you got to be prepared for what you're gonna get. But by all means, with that being said, like, if you're prepared with the right setup and stuff, and you come across an animal, my advice, 100%, hands down, get that shit. Get it. You know, as long as it like financially still makes sense for you and all that, like that, because you will never see it again otherwise. Yeah, I'm telling them. I'm telling them. But yeah, that was sheesh. That was a couple years ago now, because I've had her since 2019. So yeah. And this one right here really got me into my love of boas, because now I'm into the actual boa constrictor constrictors, and I got my pair, I got my whole setup over there. This is the cage that I keep her in right here. It's an Animal Plastics T8. It's a 4x2x1 PVC enclosure. They're real sleek. In the up and coming years, I'm hoping to successfully start breeding some healthy babies and stuff. So that's the route I'm taking with these snakes. This one, I do not plan on breeding, but it is gorgeous. I don't plan on breeding it, one, because there's a lot of these out there, and I wouldn't want to get stuck with a bunch of baby snakes, because that would be difficult to do if I can't sell them in 6 months time, you know. And I don't know the exact genetics behind this thing. That's one thing that Prehistoric Pets was unable to provide me, because like I said, like, I'm unsure if it's a Sharp or Kahl albino. But one thing's for sure, we all know that it is definitely an albino common boa, Boa Imperator, however you want to say it, and it is gorgeous, and it will continue to grow and thrive as long as it's in my care. And I don't have those cats anymore, so there's that. with this light on it, you could kind of tell that neon that I was telling you guys about. The snake is literally, it's just your common albino, it's just your common albino boa. It literally, if you guys know your morphs, it almost looks like a snow or a moon glow, whichever one. Like, in my opinion anyways. I haven't really seen those guys in person, just on YouTube and stuff, but I swear this thing is borderline there. It just doesn't have those genetics, and if it does, I just don't know about it. Yeah, she is about almost 6 feet long. It's like 5.5 feet maybe. So she's kind of on the smaller side for a female at this age, but like I said too, she has just been filling out nicely. Very nicely. Yeah. See, she's cool. She's nice and chill. Here we go. Now this is the real color of this snake too. Like, there's no editing. None of that. This is an albino with the black background, making her pop out really good. Yeah, this is it. I really hope this was helpful to anyone that is looking for an albino boa.